Well, I'm sitting here looking at OnX, looking at the map that I put the cameras out last week, trying to figure out another place or two that I might be able to put a camera out over there. I'm getting that buck on the corn. I'm getting him every single day, all day. So I think I'm right there in his core area. I think I'm right there, probably right there near where he's bedding. So, but he's there all day, middle of the day, middle of the night. It doesn't matter. He's there. So, but the other camera that I put out, I'm just getting does. I haven't had him yet, so I'm going to put another camera out, at least one, maybe two, in different places, trying to find other places that he's venturing off to, see if I can figure out other places that I might be able to, hunt him besides the one spot. I know that you don't want to just go right in on a bedding area, but as much as I'm getting him, I might take that gamble. He's there every day, and if he's still doing that during season, I might take that chance. But I also want to have other chances at him too, other places I might be able to have opportunities. But I'm also going to be trying to find more bucks. I know that in years past on another property I had some really big bucks. So I'm going to take another camera, put it out over there as well, and see what I might have. So I've got a camera here, right here behind my house, that it's a cell camera. There's no need to have a cell camera this close to my house when I can just go check the SD card. So I'm going to grab it, put an SD card camera up there, and try to have my cell cameras in West Virginia, try to figure out where that buck is, or try to figure out another buck to hunt. It's another hot day. He's probably in the 90s if I had to guess, at least in the 80s. So, but we'll go see what I can't figure out, and hopefully I can get some more intel on this buck, or maybe a new one. Alright guys, well I'm up here at the spot where I put the corn out last week, and as you can tell they have ate it up. It's every bit of it's gone. And I had the big buck plus another really nice one that it'd be really hard for me not to shoot him if he came through, but I had those two in here plus a bunch of does. And between all those deer, man, they've ate this stuff up. So I'm going to be putting some minerals out today, something that will last a little bit longer, and it's probably better for them. I'm going to be putting Lethally Addicting Minerals. It's the same stuff I've always used. As I said a few years ago, I had a mineral site here, so I know that this is just a good spot for one. There's actually a hole that's really deep. It's dug out really, really well, so I'm going to just refresh that same site and put some new batteries in this camera, and that way it might last a little bit longer, and we'll see what's going on. I got a bunch of cameras I'm going to put out throughout this property. A couple of them, I got one cell camera I'm going to move, and then the rest of them's all just regular SD card cameras. So I want to put them in places where I can get in and get out pretty easily. But let's put some minerals out and see if I can't figure out where this deer's hanging out. Something that I really like to do this time of year is bring my binoculars out whenever I'm scouting, and I'll look up into the trees as high as I can see and see if I can figure out which oaks may be producing more acorns than some of the others, because I know if there's going to be a lot of acorns on a tree and they're falling, more than likely there's going to be a lot of deer there. If there's a lot of deer there, then that's definitely where I'm going to want to hunt come hunting season. Here's my cell camera that I put out on the trail. I'm not really too far off the road, so I'm going to take it. I'm going to put it deeper into the woods, somewhere that's a little bit harder to get to. I'm just going to put a regular SD card here somewhere, that way it's easy to get to it and I can check it more often. I still think this might be a good spot here in a couple months. I'm finding some acorns up on the trees, a bunch of oaks right here, and whenever the velvet begins to shed and they start to venture off and get into different areas than where they're frequenting right now, this very well could be a spot where they come to feed. So I'm definitely going to keep this place in mind, even though right now I'm not really getting anything. It might be something that's better come October. I decided against putting the SD card camera where I have my cell camera. I'm still right here in the same general area, but as I was looking around, I found a licking branch. You can tell by it's broke off, there's not a single leaf on it, and this tree looks perfectly healthy.
and it's broken down, and right below it there's a dirt spot where you can tell that they've hoofed it out, they've dug it out, and it looks like they very well still may be hitting it some. And you know, contrary to popular belief, they will hit scrapes year round, especially in the summer. They may not actually paw the dirt out, but they will definitely rub their foreheads on these licking branches, and it's a great place to get inventory for deer, and you can get pictures year round on these spots. So I'm going to put this camera right here on it, and it'll likely stay here for a long time, up through season for a little while, and I can, whenever I do check it, I'll be able to tell whenever the rut might be heating up. You'll start seeing them hit it a little bit more often, but this might be an awesome place for early season as well for them to come in, and that way I might be able to see what deer are coming into this area. And it makes sense why the scrape is right here. Over here to my left, there's a big thicket where I'm sure that they bed, and then over here to my right there's another big thicket. So it's just like a little tiny travel corridor right between two thickets, and it just definitely makes sense, especially during the rut. I bet that this is a highway for deer activity during the rut. So I'm going to put a camera here and see if I'm getting pictures here, and I almost guarantee that I will be. I actually have a little bit of forehead gland scent in my bag, so I'm going to freshen this up a little bit, and I might have some pictures fairly soon. Alright guys, well, I've got to the spot where I think I want to put my other camera. I'm going to put my cell camera right here. I'm a little bit deeper in here, and I think it's going to be a good spot for a mock scrape. So I'm going to put a mock scrape out right here. I've got that forehead gland scent that I'm going to put out, and I'll show a little bit of what I do to make a scrape. Summertime's an awesome time to put a scrape out, I promise you. You know, you hear people doing it during the fall, hunting over them during the fall, but this time of year they're still hitting those with the foreheads. They're rubbing their antlers all over the licking branches, and it's just a good time to get pictures, see what bucks are in the area. So I'm gonna make me a scrape. I'm gonna get out of here and sit back and watch the camera do its work and see the pictures come in.